Good afternoon. You have reached Faith Hope Love 5047, our YouTube channel. And today's selection is Curious George in the Big City. This is George. He lived with his friend, the man with the yellow hat. He was a good little monkey and always very curious. Today, George was in the big city. Let's stop here, George. I would like to get you a holiday surprise before we see the sights. George loved surprises. He wanted to get a surprise for the man with the yellow hat. Wow, here was a whole pile of surprises all ready to go. Would one of these be the right one for his friend? George was curious. He opened the box and peeked inside. The box was empty. That wasn't a good surprise. He opened another box and another. They were all empty. Suddenly the store clerk came running. "Stop, please," he cried. "You are ruining my display." But George did not want to stop. He wanted to go. He wanted to get away. Fast! Quickly he climbed on the escalator. George went up. The clerk went up too. And George wanted to find out. Soon he was going down too. George followed the yellow hat out of the store and around the corner. He chased it down some stairs. Where could his friend be going? Was this George surprised? No, this was the subway. George got on the train just in time. He thought maybe his friend was playing a game with him. But where was the man now? George looked around. The train was very crowded. Could that be him on the other end of the subway car? It might be hard to get there. Uh-oh. It could be scary. He probably thinks he's lost. He's lost. But not too hard for a little monkey. Suddenly the train stopped. And when the door opened, the yellow hat disappeared. George followed as quickly as he could, but he was too late. This was not a surprise after all. This was a mistake. The yellow hat was nowhere to be seen. Poor George. He was all alone in the big city. How could he ever find his friend now? Soon George could see nothing but legs. He was surrounded by a crowd of moving people, and he had to keep moving himself so that he could not get stepped on. Then George heard a woman's voice coming out of the head of the crowd. "Going up," she said. Up? That was just what George needed. He needed to be high up, like in a tree, or on the escalator. Then he could get a good look around. George joined the crowd as they got into an elevator and went up. There was a good look up. From up here, George could see a bridge, lots of tall buildings, and a little green lady standing in the water. But he did not see his friend. It's time to go. Call the woman from the elevator. We have lots more to see. The crowd followed the woman. They wanted to see more. George wanted to see more too. Do you know what the green lady is called? Right here. That's the statue of Margret in New York. That means they were in New York. Soon George was on a big bus driving the city. There was lots more to see. But no matter where George looked, he did not see the man with the yellow hat. Back on the bus, George looked and looked. Finally, he saw something familiar. George was excited. He rushed inside. He was sure to find his friend here. Instead, he ran right into the clerk. "You're just the one I've been looking for to help me fix this mess," he said. George felt bad. He had not meant to make such a mess. He could help rewrap the boxes. George took some ribbon in one hand, some paper in another, and some tape in the third. Do you think he can wrap the boxes? You think he's doing a good job? Doris is not a good present wrapper. I put everything in bags. Then, like only a monkey can, George wrapped those boxes. Soon a crowd gathered to watch. Everybody wanted George to wrap their boxes too. Oh my goodness, he must have been doing a good job. Do you want to see? Just as George tied his 25th quadruple bow, he spotted his friend. At last, George was happy. But when he saw that the man was carrying a present, George became sad. He had forgotten all about finding a surprise for his friend. Then he had an idea. Let's see what the idea is. "George!" exclaimed the man with the yellow hat. "What a good surprise!" His friend was very glad to see him. "I've been looking all over the store for you," he said, "and now I have a surprise for you." George opened his surprise and put it on. "It fit perfectly. Now we're ready to see the sights," the man said. George held tightly to his friend's hand and everyone waved goodbye. "Let's be careful not to get separated again," the man with the yellow hat said as they left the store. You want to see the door? Animal scarf. Yeah, I love that. I'm sure he did too. The best part of the holiday is spending time together. George agreed. You want to get lost anymore, huh?